Happy Saturday, you guys. I hope your night went well, and I hope you guys have plans to have a great Saturday. Apologies for not going live last night. I had some things come up that I definitely had to take care of, and when I came back home, I just really did not feel like doing it. I was not in the mood, and so I decided to just let it pass. Okay, my apologies. I'm only human, and things happen that me as being a mom and a wife, I have to handle those things, okay? You guys understand that family always comes first. All right. Nothing more important than that. Nothing, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about what we were gonna discuss last night. And you guys wanted to know more about schizoaffective disorder. And I get all my information, you guys, not only because I live this disorder, but I also get information that is true from the National Alliance of Mental Illness, okay, website. All right. They have every mental illness um, on this site that you guys can learn about and read about. Is anybody in you guys' family that's dealing with any type of mental health condition? The NAMI website is the place to go, okay? If you want to learn on your own, or even if you just want to be a well-rounded person and learn something new. Maybe in understanding these disorders, it's possible that you can learn how to communicate and deal with people under stress. Okay? So let's go, y'all. Schizoaffective disorder. Let's go. Schizoaffective disorder is a disorder. Keep losing my spot. Sorry, y'all. Okay. Is a chronic mental health condition characterized primarily by symptoms of schizophrenia, such as hallucinations or delusions, and symptoms of mood disorder, such as mania and depression. Now, a lot of you guys, we're going to talk about bipolar, and I think a lot of us have bipolar in this community. Hint, hint. Um, where you guys can probably get confused with schizoaffective symptoms, which is mood, mania, and depression. You go through mania with bipolar as well. You have highs and you have lows. But we're not going to get into bipolar. We will talk about that in a different upload, okay? Many people with schizoaffective are often incorrectly diagnosed at first with bipolar, right? Because I was diagnosed with bipolar, okay? Or schizophrenia. Because schizoaffective is less well studied than the other two conditions, many interventions are borrowed from their treatment approaches. Schizoaffective is relatively rare, with a lifetime prevalence of only 0.3%. Men and women experience schizoaffective disorder at the same rate, but men often develop the illness at an earlier age. Schizoaffective can be managed effectively with medication and therapy. Co-occurring substance use disorders are a serious risk and require integrated treatment. Okay. Symptoms. The symptoms of schizoaffective can be severe and need to be monitored closely, depending on the type of mood disorder diagnosed. Depression or bipolar disorder, people will experience different symptoms. Hallucinations, which are seeing and hearing things that aren't there. I do have hallucinations, and if you guys want me to go live, it's easier for me to talk to you live to tell you my experiences with hallucinations if that's something that you guys are interested in. Delusions, which are false, fixed beliefs that are held regardless of contradictory evidence. I'm pausing right now. Delusions, which are false, fixed beliefs that are held regardless of contradictory evidence. Who within our community suffers from delusions, which are false, fixed beliefs that are held regardless of contradictory evidence? Now, I'm not a therapist, but I'm pretty sure those of you who will take the time to listen to this upload today can name a few people who have delusions, which are false, fixed beliefs that are held regardless of contradictory evidence. Either you're just that ignorant and dumb and stupid that believe your bullshit and your delusions, or you may be schizoaffective. I'm just saying. Disorganized thinking. A person may switch very quickly from one topic to another or provide answers that are completely unrelated. If you guys have listened to me go live or when I'm doing an upload, I don't write a lot of things down. If there's a point that I want to remember, I'll write it down. However, if not, I am very disorganized in my thinking. Okay, you guys have heard me switch from topic to topic and go on something that's totally different than what we're speaking on. Okay, I do that a lot. Depressed mood. If a person has been diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder, depressive types, they will experience feelings of sadness, emptiness, feelings of worthlessness, or other symptoms of depression. Manic. If a person has been diagnosed with schizoaffective bipolar type, they will experience feelings of euphoria, racing thoughts, increased risky behavior, and other symptoms of mania. I have been diagnosed with the depressed mood of schizoaffective and also manic behavior of schizoaffective. Again, it's very confusing to me because I'm also bipolar. Can I be both? I don't know. Causes. The exact cause of schizo disorder is unknown. A combination of causes may contribute to the development of schizoaffective disorder. Genetics. Schizoaffective disorder tends to run in families. This does not mean that if a relative has an illness, you will absolutely get it, but it does mean that there is a greater chance of you developing the illness. Brain chemistry and structure, Brain function and structure may be different in ways that science is only beginning to understand. Brain scans are helping to advance research in this area. I am hoping that once we can really start opening up our country, that they will start to do elective treatments. I would love to get a brain scan um, to see exactly how my brain is wired. I would really be interested in that. Stress. Stressful events such as a death in the family, end of a marriage, or loss of a job can trigger symptoms on onset of the illness. Um, with me and my schizoaffective disorder, I don't know whether I'm coming or going a lot of the times. A lot of the times I don't even know what I'm stressed out about, but I will tell you, like I shared with you guys the other night, that there are certain things in my life, especially during this time of the year, that really trigger me and stress me out. Drug use. Psychoactive drugs such as LSD has been linked to the development of schizo, and I've never took LSD, so I can't speak on that. Diagnosis. Schizoaffective disorder can be difficult to diagnose because it has symptoms of both schizophrenia and either depression or bipolar disorder. There are two major types of schizoaffective disorder, bipolar type and depressive type. To be diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder, a person must have the following symptoms: a period during time which there is a major mood disorder, either depression or mania, that occurs at the same time that symptoms of schizophrenia are present. Now, I'm still trying to figure that out because when I do hallucinate, it could be possibly because of my DID. It may not be dealing with because of the schizoaffective. So it's confusing to even me. Um, Delusions or hallucinations for 2 or more weeks in the absence of a major mood episode. I do have that a lot, to where I have no major mood episode. I'm just listening, I'm just hearing, and I may be seeing things that are not there, right? Symptoms that meet criteria for a major mood episode are present for the majority of the total duration of the illness. The abuse of drug or medication are not responsible for the symptoms. Okay, I've met all of those, and therefore why I have been diagnosed with schizoaffective. Treatment: medication, including mood stabilizers, antipsychotic medications, and antidepressants. Psychotherapy, such as what we were talking about, cognitive behavioral therapy, family focused therapy, self-management, and education. Related conditions to schizoaffective: anxiety disorder, post-traumatic stress, ADHD, substance use disorders, or dual diagnosis. You guys have heard me speak of so far 2 diagnoses, my DID, and now I'm sharing with you my schizoaffective. I am a dual diagnosis, and I'm looking into more information on dual diagnosis, and I would love to give you guys more information because I think, unlike me, there may be some of you too have been diagnosed with dual diagnosis. Okay. Now, to personalize this a little bit, I was young when I was diagnosed, okay, with schizoaffective. I was told by my doctors that with every psychotic episode I had, it's possible I would go further into unreachable madness from I could never recover. To me, that diagnosis, more than anything, was a death sentence. All right, for me. Any thought of a future and a career were crushed. Can you imagine being diagnosed with DID, being diagnosed with bipolar, going back to another fucking appointment, and then being diagnosed with schizoaffective? When a lot of people like to call you a schizoid. You know, a lot of people like to call me crazy. Like I said, my future, my thoughts of a career and future were crushed. This mental illness and equally awful assumption that my life would amount to nothing, right? There was no presumption for me or capacity, no expectation that I would blossom like my friends or my siblings around me who were getting on with their lives and being successful. I felt irrelevant and worse, invisible to the world. I like describe it as walking in the shadows of others and casting none of my own. I was left with no identity, no sense of self, and no hope. And those are the dark days. Those are my dark days. And while the voices, which I consider madness, would come over me, another voice talked to me. And it was not the voice of my madness. And it wasn't of the great writers that I write, that I read. It wasn't them either. At that time, it was my own voice. And then this is the one that I listen to. And you want to know what that language is? It's in the language of my poetry. For a long time, my poems are unconscious poems. And what I mean by unconscious poems, I don't remember writing them. I told you. I have 3 altars, right? And the one thing that we do like to do is we like to write. And I write poems. We write poems. And I came to see that these poems that I write, when I go back and read them, they're proof that I'm still alive. They're proof to me that I am still worthy of something. I can do something great for me because I'm the only one that matters right now. They were and they are invaluable in helping me keep my head above water. For a long time, I didn't show my poems to anyone. Nobody. Those are sentimental to me. So please believe when a person like me takes the time to share my poems with you, it's a huge, huge step in what I consider my journey to recovery or my journey to live a healthy life, a happy life. Okay. Um, Writing has been a positive force in my life. I've written many, many, many poems. I've had some poems, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, Shown at mental health fair. I've had my poems shown or heard in groups. I just have not gotten down to the point where I'm comfortable enough with publishing a book. Not only that, I don't know how to. And another thing, I don't know if I have the time or do I really want to sit down and publish my poems. I don't know. But it does um, give me meaning, give my life meaning. It's a positive force in my life, which continues to give me pleasure. And it's my purpose. And it gives me definitely a strong sense of self. The poem that I am about to share with you guys today is the poem that I wrote, I don't know, maybe I don't put a date, but it was a while ago. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share it with you. It's called The Dark Hours. Okay? I love the dark hours of me being. My mind depends unto them. Come upon me without warning, opening wide the rifts of my mind. Their insufferable nights of reckoning and judgment, endless whimpering self-pity of a life half lived in regret. I spend too much time in these hours. My mind darkens into them. A long creep into a deep weeping wound where I know myself too well. A place of lost dreams, a place of ever-forming shadows, a place of never-ending ache. I see too much, feel too much, labor with my inconsolable self, yield to my somber mood. This is a dark hour in which my soul does not rest in peace. Yet, a poem is born. I wrote this poem in 2015. It's on the bottom of the paper. And I still feel that way. The dark hours. They are what they are. Um, Prayers and blessings to Ronnie. Thank God that she is okay. Her family is okay. Prayers go out to her to continue with her recovery, and also much respect for sharing her story. It's difficult for people to come on here within this community to share anything personal about ourselves for the retribution of ignorant people. But we can no longer live your lives like that. Your platforms, your voices, your mouths is just that, yours. What you choose to share is your decision. What you choose not to is your decision. What you choose to allow to occupy time in your space, in your mind, and let people live rent-free in your mind is your decision. And it's also your decision to evict that bullshit. Allow no one to save or take up space in your mind. Again, please listen to the video from yesterday. Read up on Rick. Open Minds has also said some suggestions. There's a lot of things that you can do for those of us who do suffer from mental illness. We have to take care of ourselves. The people that talk about us don't live in our brain. They don't live in our mind. They don't live in our souls. Fuck them. Brush them off. Shake them off. Do whatever it is that you need to do to find solace and peace in your life. You continue to play in the sandbox. You can continue to bombard your brain with all this negativity and this evil spirit that I call this Kanika scene. You will not thrive until you step out and speak out and be true and honest with yourselves. Because you're the only one that matters, right? Right. I'm thinking about having a grown and sexy party, 40 and up music. Those of you youngsters from more than like you to join. I'm thinking about it. Maybe Sunday when my husband's watching football. Let me know. Y'all want a grown and sexy vibe? Y'all want to listen to some music, chill out, get on the panel, talk, laugh, get your wine? Let me know. Let's start to open up our minds. Let's start to really get to know each other. Make a community within a community, right? Right. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. I want to thank you for listening to me. I want to thank you guys for always the support. That's all I can really say. You guys have a wonderful day, okay? Or at least try to. Peace, y'all.